kind of happy off right now. I'm just not yet.
Nice meet. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the University of New Brunswick, Fredericton campus. And thank you for joining us here today. For those of you who I haven't met yet, I am Ghorbani. I'm a professor of computer science here at UNB, director of the Canadian Institute for Cybersecurity, and a Canada researcher in cybersecurity. I would like to begin today's proceedings by respectfully acknowledging that UNB stands on unsurrendered and unceded traditional Krstic Way land, the land of Wabanaki people are recognized in a series of peace and friendship treaties to establish an ongoing relationship of peace, friendship, and mutual respect between equal nations. The river that runs by our university is known as Krstic, along which Krstic people, the people of beautiful and bountiful river live. Krstic is also called St. John River. I would like to give a warm welcome to some of our distinguished guests here today. Ms. Jenica Atwin, Member of Parliament for Fredericton, Honourable Minister Arlene Dunn, from UNB, Dr. Paul Mazerolle, President and Vice-Chancellor, Dr. David MaGee, Vice President for Research, the Honourable Frank McKenna joining us remotely today, and Sasha Krstic, President of Mastercard Canada. Welcome, and welcome to all of our guests joining us today in person and online. Before we start, I would like to highlight the fact that this is the very first in-person event to be hosted in the newly renovated Harriet Irving Library Research Commons. And I want to thank Mark Bragdon and Dean of Libraries, Leslie Balcom, for being such a gracious host. Today's announcement is a very exciting one, so we are glad to have you here celebrating with us. This is a very energized and an energizing moment for the CIC. As you may have heard, UNB is one of the 5 founding institutions of the National Cybersecurity Consortium, NCC, a pan-Canadian not-for-profit dedicated to supporting research and innovation in areas such as critical infrastructure protection, software security, network security, human-centric cybersecurity, and privacy. Just 2 months ago, the NCC was selected to administer the federal government cybersecurity innovation network with up to $80 million available as matching funding for research, training, and commercialization projects. So it really feels like we are going from one highlight to another. Before we get to the heart of today's announcement, however, we want to set the stage for why cybersecurity is such a critical sector in our communities. To do that, I would like to invite a few special guests to speak. First, Ms. Jenica Atwin, Member of Parliament for Fredericton. Ms. Atwin.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ghorbani. Good afternoon, Kwe. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. And thank you so much for inviting me to speak at today's event, especially the first one since the renovations. And I spent many an hour here at the library as a student, but I was tucked away in the basement, so I would definitely be in this room if I could return. I would also like to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered here on unceded Williston-Gallian territory. And I'm so pleased to be with you to celebrate the significant funding announcement for the Canadian Institute for Cybersecurity, or CIC, here at the University of New Brunswick, my alma mater. It is a special announcement for me today for many reasons, since it feels really like a full circle moment. One of my first interventions in the House of Commons when I was elected in 2019 was to inquire about Mastercard in particular investing in cybersecurity in British Columbia and wondering when Fredericton was going to be, highlighted in that same way. So it's really amazing to be able to be here and be part of this today. As you know, we live in a time of immediate connectivity with access to more information, products, and services than would have seemed imaginable even just a few short years ago, all at our fingertips. While these technological developments bring significant benefits, our ever-increasing reliance on connectivity makes data security even more important. L'industrie de la cybersécurité joue un rôle clé dans la croissance économique et dans la protection des personnes, des collectivités et des entreprises. C'est pourquoi notre gouvernement fait de la cybersécurité une priorité et veille à ce que les entreprises, les citoyens et les infrastructures du Canada soient protégées adequatement. That's why the Government of Canada is working closely with provincial partners, industry, and academia to help build a strong and responsive industry in Atlantic Canada and across the country. And here in New Brunswick, we are at the forefront of cybersecurity research with a history of innovation in the field going back more than 20 years. And Dr. Ghorbani, your efforts in your career is a testament to that incredible work. In addition to the CIC, this province is home to more than 40 technology and cyber-related companies. The CIC is the first of its kind to bring together researchers and practitioners to share innovative ideas, create disruptive technology, and carry out groundbreaking research. Our government understands the importance of supporting the Institute as it works to address the pressing challenges of our time, ensuring a safe and vibrant future for all Canadians. Through the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, we have provided a total of $3.5 million to the CIC to support its creation and programming. More recently, our government also announced that the National Cybersecurity Consortium will receive up to $80 million to lead the Cybersecurity Innovation Network. These investments demonstrate the government's commitment to help foster a strong national cybersecurity ecosystem in Canada and position our country as a global leader. Aujourd'hui marque une autre étape importante dans le renforcement de cette industrie et témoignage de la force du Canada atlantique dans ce secteur. Grâce à nos multiples partenariats, je suis persuadée que nous continuerons à renforcer le leadership de notre région en matière de cybersecurity. Congratulations to the CIC on today's announcement, and I wish you all the best for future success.
I have to take this one off and put on every time, so thank you very much, Ms. Atwin. Next, I would like to invite the Honorable Arlene Dunn, Minister of Aboriginal Affairs, Minister responsible for Economic Development and Small Business, Minister responsible for Opportunities and Lead, and Minister responsible for Immigration, as well as an MLA for St. John Harbour, to the podium. I think she has half of the government.
Joel. Good afternoon, everyone. It is certainly a pleasure to be here. And Sasha just called me the minister that doesn't get any sleep, and I think you're absolutely right. I was thinking last week I need an acronym for the titles, and I said maybe I'll use that one. So as mentioned by Ali, I am very honored to be here. I am the minister responsible for economic development, small business opportunities in New Brunswick, as well as immigration and Aboriginal affairs. Many of you may not know, but I know Jenica mentioned it, that New Brunswick actually has a history of being in the innovation sector and doing lots of work over the last 20 years. And that work has actually led to a very thriving ecosystem here in the province, actually positioning us as a major leader, not only in Canada, but also across the globe. This achievement was brought about by academia, by government, and by private sector working together with a collective focus on talent development, creating extensive programs, and building a network of leading businesses, both large as well as small. Over the last 20 years, the New Brunswick cybersecurity sector has grown to include the following: 4 cybersecurity entities, 4 universities and 7 colleges, 4 research chairs in cybersecurity, 7 cybersecurity research organizations, 2 cybersecurity not-for-profits, 25 company/industry associations, 26 education and training programs, and 9 economic development/research and training parks, hundreds of jobs and thousands on the horizon. And these are good paying jobs with an average salary of about $75,000 a year. New Brunswick has fostered more than $1 billion in acquisitions in ICT and cybersecurity just in the last decade. As we have demonstrated, success in cybersecurity isn't just about one company or one organization. It takes a coordinated commitment from a wide array of industry players, institutions, and multiple levels of government. The world is changing extremely fast, and we know that we must be able to adapt to protect ourselves as well as all of our citizens. Just a few months ago, New Brunswick affirmed its commitment to the sector when several organizations representing government, academia, and industry signed an MOU to build and support the cyber cluster in the province over the next 5 years. Just last week, the Premier and I actually met with Dr. Mazerolle and Ali as well to talk about the importance of this cyber sector and building this ecosystem and making sure that we all remain vigilant, agile, and ready to take on the challenges of the future in this sector. And also, of course, to make sure that we shine as a global leader in the sector. We know it's about partnerships and it's about collaboration. These are the very reasons why we are here today. And it's actually how we're going to get to our next level to continue to build our leadership and strengths in the cybersecurity sector. We're all invested in this, government, academia, and industry, and together we're going to continue to build a better, brighter future for New Brunswick and for all Canadians. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Dunn. I hope you didn't mind I said you have half of the government speaking. So it was off the script, so I said it's unfortunate that Frank McKenna couldn't join us today. He was going to join us online, but I received a note that he is not with us. I just want to make sure that we recognize Frank McKenna as one of the well-known person in the country in the financial sector, in the political domain. But the most important point is that Mr. Frank McKenna is an active supporter of our efforts, especially CIC, but recently a supporter to advance digital strength and transformation. And his vision has led to the establishment of a new institute at UNB called the McKenna Institute. Although only launched in September of last year, the initiative is already garnering interest and support and creating opportunity and impact. We definitely, CIC, look forward to work with Mr. McKenna's Institute to realize his vision for this province. So we're going to move on to the next part in our event today. As you all know, within the landscape, the context that we are in, we've heard in terms of cybersecurity, all of us here at the CIC, along with the researchers at UNB, work to solve the complex cybersecurity challenges we encounter and to train the next generation of experts and leaders. Our model at CIC is founded on memberships and partnerships, with industry especially, providing all of us with real-world scenarios and ability to work a real world, to make a real-world impact. And that brings us to today's announcement. According to Cisco, there are 28.5 billion linked devices on the planet presently. Globally, the number of people using the internet for work and fun is also growing rapidly. This means that every day the number of attack surfaces and possible vulnerabilities to address is growing. Since the outbreak of the pandemic in the last 2 years, we have witnessed how critical digital payments are in global economic growth and recovery, as well as in shaping the future of business and society. This future is one where cybersecurity must be a central concern for companies that provide digital solutions, for customers, and for other stakeholders. Addressing these cyber challenges requires a combination of labor and cutting-edge technological innovation. Now, having set the stage, I would like to invite our President, Dr. Paul Mazerolle, to the podium.
Thanks, Ali. What a terrific turnout. Welcome, everybody. Again, I want to acknowledge Jenica for being here, and Pete for Fredericton. Minister Dunn, who is the minister for half of everything. Thank you. I also want to acknowledge Francis McGuire. Where's Francis, president of the COA, who's a fantastic supporter of UNB and the CIC. Thank you. And I also want to acknowledge Sasha. Thank you for Mastercard. The president of Mastercard's here, and we're just delighted by this partnership. And Sasha, Krstic, and your commitment and your interest in this partnership. We couldn't be more pleased. So thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful turnout on a sunny Monday afternoon here in Fredericton. And I want to begin by thanking all of you here for joining us here at the University of New Brunswick, but also anybody who's online who's dedicating the time to join us in this wonderful announcement. And it is wonderful to be in this space. This is special space, the Research Commons. We're so delighted that the Irvings, Arthur and Sarah and Sandra Irving invested in the university so we can activate this space for things like today, and to see so many students here as well. It's truly terrific. But this is about another milestone today for the Canadian Institute for Cybersecurity here at UNB. And I just want to say a few comments about why we're so excited about this announcement and the work of the CIC and the partnership with Mastercard. It's obviously been acknowledged by previous speakers that increasingly as we become more reliant on digitization in our economy, more and more devices are connected to the internet each and every day. With each new device comes new benefits, but also new vulnerabilities, new risks for society, thus increasing scope and complexity and the ultimate need for further cybersecurity research and development. Cybersecurity is a strength for UNB, as Ali indicated, and as Jenica mentioned. This has been several years of investment. So, and the work in cybersecurity is really about an area of capacity and strength we have at the university that we're delighted about. But it also illustrates the need to apply this expertise to address significant challenges. The CIC is really one of the first of its kind to bring together practitioners with researchers from across academia and industry to share innovative ideas, create disruptive technology, and carry out groundbreaking research to address pressing cybersecurity issues facing our world. Its researchers are major contributors to research that's protecting privacy, data, network security, and among other areas, things which affect Canadians each and every day, companies around Canada, and indeed around other parts of the world. You may know that UNB is responsible for over 70% of the sponsored research in New Brunswick, and we're really contributing to research that matters locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. Beyond our border, we're able to contribute our talent and our expertise to national and global networks we are part of. Our researchers are really keen on exploring effective and creative solutions to the most pressing issues we face today globally and at home. And we strive to stay ahead of the emerging and potential cyber threats, and that's why the work of the CIC and our colleagues in computer science and our recognition of the digital expansion of our economy, it's so important to be recognizing the digital expansion of our economy and our culture, but also the need for cybersecurity underpinning that. So we think that the use of research and technology is critical to make the world a better place, and that really is at the heart of what UNB is all about, using our collective talent for making a difference in the world, and we achieve this through our cutting-edge research, such as through the CIC and other areas, transformative education, and importantly, through strong partnerships. And today's announcement reflects that vision and recognizes that the critical and global importance of cybersecurity, as well as the need to work in partnership to address this global challenge. Our new partner, Mastercard, shares this perspective, and we're absolutely delighted to be partnering with them. They've already made significant investments across other parts of Canada, as was mentioned, and that shows their leadership in helping to address this issue, as well as their confidence to work with UNB and the CIC to really make a difference on the ground in this area. So I really want to thank Mastercard for their belief in us. Look forward to this opportunity as it evolves and grows over time, and add to the extent of their investment helps add to our capacity and expertise in cybersecurity, and to create impactful research and innovative solutions that make digital commerce safer and more secure for more Canadians. So we value this partnership, and we thank you for your investment, and thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mazerolle. And you were quite right, Paul, mentioning about the talented and engaged cybersecurity sector we have here in the province. This is evidence of innovative work that has been done and are being done in this province. And I'm very much appreciated your words about the impactful research and innovative solutions we create at UNB. Indeed, right now, CIC is a premier destination for researchers and students to come here to study and carry out focused research in cybersecurity. Now, next, it gives me a great pleasure to invite Sasha Krstic, President of Mastercard Canada, to the podium. Sasha.
Well, thank you, esteemed fellow guests, to the university, our friends in government, our friends across the community, my colleagues, and if I may, to all the students, a special shout out that are here today. It's really wonderful to see people back in person and be a part of this. As you know, my name is Sasha Krstic. I'm the president of Mastercard in Canada, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be with you here today to announce Mastercard's investment in the Canadian Institute for Cybersecurity. We began planning for our Global Intelligence and Cyber Center in Vancouver, which will be opening in a few weeks. We also began a search for partners, and everyone we spoke to repeatedly sent us back to the University of New Brunswick. So it is a great pleasure. It's great credit to the university, to the team at the Institute, that you have established yourselves as leaders in the field of cybersecurity and IoT. It was something we recognized years ago as we were looking for partners for collaboration to establish Canada as a global leader in cybersecurity, which included UNB's support in the process for establishing our Cyber and Intelligence Center in Vancouver. So everything must be done with partnership. So thank you once again to our friends at UNB and the CIC. And it's something that we continue to acknowledge, which made this investment decision very easy for us. In some ways, this announcement shows both the benefits and the challenges of the digital economy we now live in. We all know the challenges, and cybersecurity is at the top of that list. It's a little bit like Y2K for those of us that are old enough to remember that, but the difference with cybersecurity is that it's persistent. It occurs every day, every week, every month, year after year. Canadians are connecting more devices to the cyber world, and while doing so can create great convenience, that constant connectivity and data sharing can also increase the risk of cybersecurity exposure and attacks. Issues including sensitive data breaches and ransomware are becoming more common, and so we must rely on cybersecurity expertise and infrastructure to ensure that we can use connected technology in a safe and secure manner. That's why the work being done here at UNB is so critical. Identifying new cybersecurity threats and the necessary defenses is among one of the greatest challenges of our time. But herein also lies a benefit of the digital economy. Precisely because of the digital economy, work on cybersecurity does not have to be done in the traditional big city locations of Toronto, Vancouver, London. It can be done where the expertise is. It can be done right here in Fredericton. So with our $1.75 million partnership announced today, we look forward to helping UNB equip students with the skills and education they need for the in-demand jobs of today and tomorrow. This investment will help build the talent pipeline we need to solve real-world problems and real-world challenges in the IoT ecosystem, not just here in New Brunswick, not just across the country, but around the world. At Mastercard, we believe that together is priceless. Why? Because together we have an opportunity to make Canada a leader in cybersecurity. Together with our partners, including UNB, we look forward to realizing that vision and making digital commerce safer for all Canadians. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today, and most importantly, thank you for the partnership.
Thank you so much, Ms. Krstic, and welcome to you and to the whole of Mastercard as our newest partner. We're absolutely delighted to partner with a global organization and a widely recognized brand like Mastercard. And as you know, I'm joyful today because this partnership, after some time, came to fruition, and I can't help not to be too excited about this partnership. Mastercard, as we know, that is a company that continues to reshape the digital economy for business, for government and financial institutions, and for individual consumers. We look forward to embarking on this new relationship with your team together. We appreciate the confidence and, of course, the funding you have given to UNB. And also the confidence in our CIC team to help secure a prosperous future for you and your clients. I have no doubt that this collaboration will enable new cybersecurity innovation and commercialization potential for the payment and financial services sector. As part of this new partnership, Mastercard's investment will enable us to establish a cybersecurity research chair specializing in IoT security. We are quite excited to announce the identity of the new Mastercard IoT Research Chair to you today. So someone should beat the drum now, but it's too soon. In doing so, I would like to invite Dr. David MaGee, Vice President of Research, to the podium. Dave?
Thank you, Ali, and good afternoon, everyone. And as Ali mentioned, for those of you who I have not had a pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Dave MaGee, and I'm Vice President Research. I am not the new Cyber Chair, Mastercard Cyber Chair, but I do have the pleasure of making that announcement. As I said, today I do have the great pleasure of introducing our newest Research Chair. As Dr. Mazerolle mentioned, we are privileged to be New Brunswick's leading research institution and to be able to contribute in a significant way to Canada's research landscape. UNB is Canada's oldest English language university and home to Canada's first standalone Faculty of Computer Science. But we've never been content to stand still. Today, across UNB, we have some 550 research faculty and postdoctoral fellows, along with nearly 1,000 research-based graduate students, all of whom have their sights set on the far horizon looking toward the unknown. These exceptional faculty and graduate students are the foundation of our research ecosystem, and their success is enabled by our world-class research institutes, centers, and labs, such as the CIC. Our research chairs are also an integral part of this ecosystem. Chairs represent world-class expertise, scholars who build up UNB's research excellence, and our ability to make positive change in our province, across Canada, and around the world. UNB is currently home to more than 30 research chairs, and today we are fortunate to increase that number once more thanks to the generous support of Mastercard. And I know Ali's still beating the drum there. Come on, hurry up, tell us who the person is. Now that I've kept you in suspense long enough without further ado, I'd like to announce UNB's Mastercard IoT Research Chair, Dr. Rongxing Liu. Dr. Liu is an accomplished researcher who holds 2 doctorates, one from Shanghai Jiaotong University, China, in 2006, and the second from the University of Waterloo in 2012. We were fortunate to have Dr. Liu join us in 2016 as an associate professor, and in 2019 he was promoted to assistant professor. He has been recognized with the University Research Scholar Award at UNB, as well as an Excellence in Teaching Award. So not only is he an exceptional researcher, he's an exceptional teacher. Just as remarkable as that, Dr. Liu is also regarded internationally, having been made an Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers Fellow in 2021, and among the top 1,000 computer science researchers list compiled by research.com. He is ranked 572nd globally and 22nd in Canada. There is no question he is well deserving of this appointment, and we look forward to seeing what he accomplishes in this role. And now please join me in welcoming Dr. Liu to the podium to give his first remarks as Mastercard IoT Research Chair.
You take me now?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, University of New Brunswick. Thank you, Mastercard company. Today I'm very excited to be the chair for the Master IoT Research Chair. And my area is cybersecurity, and Internet of Things IoT is my long-term research area. So I'm excited because I have done many theoretical research on the IoT security, but as I recognize that the theoretical research cannot directly address the practical security issue. So it is a great opportunity for me to start a real-world cybersecurity issue. So the Mastercard bring me this opportunity to start a real-world the IoT cybersecurity issue. So I'm very excited that I try to use my expertise to solve real problem and to help the community to address the possible cybersecurity issues and make our life better. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Liu. I would invite, of course, all of you to Google Rongxing Liu. And you will just blow up your mind when you see his credentials. Dr. Liu is already a highly accomplished researcher, and I'm sure he will achieve even more great things working with Mastercard. As he mentioned, his theoretical research will now be applied to practical problems that Mastercard brings in. So, what will Dr. Liu and the rest of us be working on together? Well, let's find out. I'll turn over the floor to Mastercard's Christina Bowman, Director of Product Management, Cyber Intelligence Solutions, who will be introducing Mastercard's customer-oriented, trusted device approach to IoT. Christine, please.
Thank you, Dr. Ghorbani. Give me a second. So nice to see everybody. There's a lot of people in one room, which is nice. It's been a while. So as revealed, my name is Christina Bowman. I am a Director of Product Management at Mastercard Vancouver Tech Hub. A little journey to get here. I don't really know what time zone I'm on. I'm just going with whatever the light shows outside. So luckily it's sunny. I'm here today to highlight Mastercard's device identification and device intelligence solutions, really in the IoT and cybersecurity space. So as mentioned, there's been a big investment in Vancouver, and we have a lot of teams focusing on devices. Of course, there's a common, you'll hear a lot, we're all thrilled, we're all excited. We have such a shared vision across both what UND and CIC teams are doing, as well as what we're doing in Vancouver here. So I've actually been here to highlight some of the actual products that we're offering today, as well as we touch on some of the Mastercard focuses that we have. The specific product that I'm here to present is called Mastercard's Trusted Device. This is a product that takes a handful of device attributes, identifies what type of device we're seeing, and then generates a unique ID. This is type of service we leverage within maybe a merchant's website, in a banking application, kind of anywhere a customer would interact online, end users, essentially securing those environments. We leverage this within an account opening, a sign up, or even sign in, or transaction type of flow. Again, all across that digital journey, even beyond transactions. Mastercard is really traditionally known for payments, but we do go beyond just payments there as well. One of our specific philosophies within Mastercard is to build products with privacy by design. So there's a lot of cool tech that we could do, but there's also having to focus it around making sure a good customer experience doesn't come at the expense of a user or a device's sensitive data. A recent discussion I've had with a large digital merchant really highlighted that 2/3 of their own users are trusted. So they look at the device and leverage that device and the returning good users to ensure a VIP level experience for those customers. And any of that other traffic that either looks like a new device to the account, or maybe some anomalies within that device itself, they start to leverage other fraud services, maybe re-authenticate that device to the user itself, or they actually put fraud solutions and block that attempt. So it kind of covers both the spectrum of cybersecurity and fraud, at the same time good user and good user experience. You have to have the right balance there. I do have a quick video to share as well, be presented on screen. It talks a little further about Mastercard's products as well as the advancements in IoT. All of us in this room, we're all using a phone, possibly have a laptop, so there's no surprise. We talked about the emergence of IoT devices. So this video will highlight a little bit more about that. As well, I will come back right
Our
after.
relationship with the digital ecosystem is evolving fast. We're using more devices in more ways to connect and enable an ever-growing number of services. Mastercard has been at the forefront of advancing trust in digital interactions, identifying and recognizing devices in the digital ecosystem, enabling payments using tokenization, making online shopping smooth and secure, using behavioral insights, machine learning, biometrics, and device intelligence to better verify and authenticate genuine users. With the arrival of the Internet of Things and 5G connectivity, all the benefits of the digital realm have now been brought to the physical world. Enhanced connectivity, supercharged automation, data-driven insights, and huge efficiencies. They've also brought risk. Connected devices that are unencrypted or unsecure are weak links in an interdependent ecosystem that relies on trust. To remain accountable within the IoT network, devices need to be identified and their actions authenticated smartly and efficiently. They need to be trusted, both by the individual and the world around them. Online, consumers must feel secure and protected no matter how they interact, even as they adopt new technologies. Trusted devices, acting as verified agents for individuals, enable smooth and secure digital interactions, and open the door to a multitude of IoT possibilities that Mastercard is embracing as we continue to pioneer new technologies that advance trust in the digital world.
The video, of course, is highlighted and emphasizing that device expansion. A lot of those devices we probably all use ourselves, and some of them you're familiar with. Some are even more emerging and not necessarily fully adopted yet, but definitely going in the market. Really wanting to highlight that safe and trusted environment, every device, every interaction, any user, any knowledge that they might have of the device, we want to make sure it's safe and secure. In Vancouver, within our Vancouver Tech Hub, we are really just scratching the surface of IoT. There's so many different avenues to take here. So I'm very thrilled about this partnership with the university. We had a nice tour as well, seeing all the different technologies that they have on site. I'm excited for the research, learning from each other. We have a shared focus on device, IoT, security, identification. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to know the folks over the last few weeks. We've had a lot of Zoom calls, and I know that these conversations will keep going, we'll expand it further. I'm excited to be part of this collaboration, and also I'm just proud of the investment in our Canadian universities to secure our cyber world. Now, I don't think we're doing Q&A here, but I think we'll be mingling around. People are more than welcome to ask any device-related questions for Mastercard. And with that, I'll pass back to Dr. Ghorbani.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that insightful presentation, Christina. There's no way we can mask that video. We have also a video file. We'll see. We'll show you our video later. There is certainly tremendous potential for IoT payments and for trusted device model research and development. It's easy for me to see how the research we are doing here at the CIC fits well with the direction Mastercard is heading. Like you, we have experience in working with a wide range of IoT devices, with the transactions and communication that occur between the devices, with establishing trust as part of the transaction. So we would like to share with everyone in this room and online. Some of that expertise we have with a short video, not as nicely done as I said, from some of our researchers. CIC is a hub of talent development and innovation in Canada. We have a long history of cybersecurity operations here. Over 20 years, we've built the largest network security group in Canada. We have a unique way of engaging industry by making them our members, and through the membership, they receive research and development. We work with companies that are two general types: companies that are users of cybersecurity solutions, such as big banks, and they require work such as threat analysis, and the developer companies such as IBM that develop cybersecurity solutions, and we end up building algorithms and techniques.
Hi, we are CIC IoT profiling group, and we are trying to generate a data set which analyzes the behavior of different IoT devices.
You feel safe when you lock your house doors from work? If you do, think again.
The Internet of Things has been experiencing an explosion of users, devices, and technologies. It's obvious how these IoT devices have made our lives easier. I mean, we turn our lights with our cell phones, we ask Alexa about weather and destinations.
With ease comes insecurity. Due to the internet connectivity of these IoT devices, they can be accessible from any part of the world, and this brings about privacy and security concerns. We conducted an extensive and comprehensive experiment on IoT devices using 40 devices in our lab here at the Canadian Institute for Cybersecurity.
We did several experiments on these devices and captured the network traffic to see how these devices behave.
We categorized information exposure in terms of transmission into several different experiments, such as hover and idle time. In hover, we basically try to capture the network packet before and after the device is turned on and off. And for idle time, which is the interesting part, we try to see if there's any unexpected information exposure from any of these devices.
Additionally, we also performed interaction experiments where the devices were actively being used, and also we did active experiments where all the devices in our lab, which is all the 40 devices, were being used to see how the devices communicate with each other, if there's any information exposure.
Another interesting experiment that we did here was to devise different real-world scenarios that actually happen inside a house.
Lastly, we performed a case study on the idea of transferability, where our data set was trained in our lab and transferred to a different lab to be able to identify the different device types in the lab.
We hope our researches will help in solving some of the current and important privacy and security issues in IoT domain.
We are CIC Critical Infrastructure Cybersecurity Research Team. Our aim is to find threats that have to do with the critical infrastructure system and come up with potential solutions for them. This is what we do at CIC.
Even though the systems are connected online, permit users to stay up to date with operational systems, we should be aware that it also opens new venues for attackers to take advantage and maybe lead to disastrous consequences, such as crippling the economy or affect the national-wide security.
So, responses of incidents within critical infrastructure systems are often manual. This is where our research comes into play. So we, using existing STIX models, have created custom STIX models, which we use within critical infrastructure systems. Now, combining that in taxi and then operational technology protocols such as EAP3 and Modbus, we created what we call CIC Polyglot. Now, the CIC Polyglot actually receives remediation in case of incidents to actually stop or avert any attacks that happen within the system, thereby trying to save the system from attacks. And this is what you can see from here.
We're in the process of developing a test bed for the smart grid systems. The testbed aims to simulate real-world scenarios for attacks that happens in real-world systems, ICS systems, and then we come up with mitigation plans for these attacks. We are working with these devices, the PLCs, the Raspberry Pis, the Arduinos. They are planned and programmed in such a way that they're going to be acting as real-world devices back in the substation. And in this way, we're going to be implementing different communication protocols like DMP3, Modbus, IEC 61850, and simulate this here in our lab at CIC.
Thanks.
Yes, it's always wonderful to hear my colleagues share their insight and energy for their research topics, albeit they use some words that may not be sticks and taxi and I don't know, PLC and so forth. From these presentations, I think you can see why two organizations are coming together. Today is just the first step, and I'm incredibly excited to see where this partnership will take us. I have no doubt that the projects Dr. Liu and our entire CIC team undertake will yield significant benefits, not just for them, for UNB or for Mastercard, but for our province, and indeed for our country, and for consumers around the globe. Now, let's enjoy a little celebration before we get back to work, shall we? But before that, I want to conclude a few words here. Housekeeping. I would like to invite Dr. Mazerolle, Dr. MaGee, Dr. Liu, and Ms. Krstic to join me for a few quick photos, and Mr. Dunn and also just give my who else I want to invite? Everyone. So I would say first maybe Jenica Atwin as well, for a quick photo, and for the media representing today here in this event, we're happy to answer your questions once the photos are taken. And for the media that are joining us online, please feel free to reach out to our communications contact, and we will set up calls to speak with you. Finally, I would like to thank many, if I name, this would be many, but a few that comes to mind, those at CIC who helped us making this event happen. Of course, Hugh Hicks, who's been instrumental in the latest conversation with Mastercard. Ruth Morgatrade is basically everything. She does everything. And Pam Kitchen and others from CIC, as well as Jeremy Elder. I don't know if he's here or not. He actually made everything possible from the communication side. He wrote this note that I went off script sometime, and so forth. And he's from our communication and our Office of Research Services. Thank you again for joining us today, and we look forward to sharing with you more exciting news and our IoT research and training as it all falls in the future. Thanks again, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Prof.